Welcome back. Let's talk about one more company, Thermax, which is targeting double-digit growth over the next 5 years. That's the word coming in from MD and CEO Ashish Bhandari, who says revenue and order opportunity in the company's data center cooling business could more than double. This is an exclusive conversation with my colleague Vinny Motiwala. Sir Ashish Bhandari also went on to share his outlook on the order book, revenue mix, and the company's growth strategy. Listen in.
Look, I'm not going to get into the ask of forecasting what the future looks like. And you can see, the war, it's just gotten over. What may change? India is just coming out of a tough cycle in a way with, it was tariffs first, then the war. Now we don't know what the monsoons are going to look like. So it's tough to say, look, this is what you would be. I can say I am extremely bullish on almost every part of Thermax. We have a very good international pipeline right now. Domestically, our large boiler business is seeing and projects business is seeing a big recovery on the thermal side. In our industrial products, the need for water-based solutions, the need for cooling solutions, broad-based heating, pollution control, all of those, we are seeing tremendous opportunity domestically and internationally. And things like bio and the entire green solutions business, with just a couple of tweaks, can really become rockets for the future. So I think this last year was an example of what Thermax can do. I expect to see similar possibilities and opportunities, at least for the foreseeable future.
But order book looks good, right? You all are getting a lot more inquiries across the board for your segments. All the 4 segments we talk about, you all are there. Chemicals
all the 4
too?
Chemicals too, all across, I would say. And because we are just finishing the quarter, it's not right to share numbers either.
No, absolutely.
But overall, continue to be bullish. We have got commodity price increases that are going in. You have to be cognizant. You have to factor all that. But from an order book and opportunity pipeline,
and the long-term story continues to stay intact.
The long-term story is India's long-term story. And India needs to build 2 to 3 Indias in the next 20-25 years of what we have done in the first 75. And I do feel this is the time for Indian companies and Indian technology.
2 important points I want to highlight. Last time we spoke a lot about data centers because that continues to be in focus, right?
Big time.
You had spoken about 2 areas that you all are in, 2 revenue streams for you all, cooling as well as boilers. Now, analysts are saying that this cooling opportunity alone itself for Thermax could double in the next few years. Would you agree with that case?
I would easily agree. Could be double or more, but it requires Thermax to be able to seize that opportunity. And this opportunity is in all aspects of the data center market, but it is especially relevant to the US data center market. So for us to establish our capability, convince customers in the US that this is technology that is important and relevant, to make sure we deliver products with quality and service and all that, that is the ask of Thermax. The opportunity size is extremely large.
And Ashish, from the last time we spoke 6 months ago, have you seen more orders come in, or how has it been given the current global scenario? I want to understand how is orders for data centers moved as well, or inquiries for data centers?
So inquiries for data centers has moved substantially. Okay, it has moved substantially, I would say multifold. From an opportunity closure perspective, in this last quarter, we closed one opportunity for supplying boiler pressure parts for data centers, again to the US. Okay. But overall, the pipeline is much stronger.
And conversion may be a bit of a delay right now, given the process with the clients?
Conversion is the longer part of the process. And that is where I think I talked about. It depends on convincing customers that Thermax has the technology, the capability, and the wherewithal to service their needs.
Okay. Ashish, one more question. Exports, how has exports changed? Where does it stand for Thermax right now? And given the West Asia war and the current crisis that we were seeing, how have things evolved now?
So the West Asia war, I'll start with that first. I'll talk about the rest later. In the short term was a negative and continues to be a bit of a negative impact because you can't ship products out there. Customers are taking just a little bit longer to finalize orders. But in the medium term and the long term, I see that as a positive because there'll be a big reconstruction effort that will come in and new effort that will come in because many of those countries have got money to spend and will now look to do projects even in response to some of what happened during the war itself. Overall, exports is an area that I am very bullish on for Thermax. Over the last few years, we have invested a lot in improving our capabilities. We have started legal entities in multiple countries, ability to do projects in those local countries. Our manufacturing plant in Indonesia is also starting to scale up. So with all these investments that we have done, I'm personally very, very bullish on our ability to compete and there being a market that is ready for Indian exports.
What would exports be in the next 5 years for Thermax?
So exports are growing right now at good 20 to 30% for Thermax. I expect that rate to continue.
That rate to continue. And overall Thermax, FY26, around 10,600-700 crores we closed at. Let's talk about 5 years down the line. What would it look like?
I don't know what, what India would look like, but our goal is to grow 2 to 3x of India's GDP. Yeah,
2 to 3x of India's GDP. Okay, so could we expect around double-digit growth, right?
Of course.
To continue for Thermax.
Of course.
In a CAGR term.
Of course, yeah.
Well, that was the management of Thermax, a positive outlook there. Though just keep an eye out on the market. We